Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. May all be happy, may no one suffer. May all see only goodness everywhere. May there be no suffering. Yes. We want peace, Shanti. That's the Sanskrit word for that. This evening, I am supposed to give a talk on the subject Maya, what it is. This Maya is an ancient word. The ancient Hindus call themselves Aryas, Aryans. And among them, there are some thinkers and who led exemplary lives, and through their spiritual practice, they purified their minds. That is, their minds became 100% unselfish, and then they experienced divinity. Our scriptures teach us that we are all divine. Yes, I will talk about these things a little later. So, this is a very ancient culture of the Indo-Aryans, whom the British used to call Hindus. This culture spread far and wide in ancient times. And there is mention of Oiraka, what you call present-day Iraq. In Sanskrit, that is called Oiraka. This culture spread to Iraq, and it spread to Chino. Chino is Tibet. And then, not only that, it spread to the countries which we call Indonesia. It was originally Hindu Indonesia. So there also this culture spread. Gradually, this ancient language, which was Sanskrita, that is a reformed language, that also spread along with the spread of this culture. Maya is a Sanskrit word, Sanskrita word. It means magic. This word is there in other languages of the world also, in a little bit distorted form, not exactly Maya. The meaning in many places remains the same, that means magic. And the ancient scriptures of the Indo-Aryans are called Veda. Some people, as I told you, who purified their minds, they came to know certain truths such as divinity. Divinity is not known to most people. There are two kinds of knowledge. One is theoretical knowledge, the other is experiential knowledge. Those people acquire the experiential knowledge of divinity. We may have some theoretical knowledge of divinity. The experiential knowledge of divinity comes when the mind becomes 100% unselfish. Swami Vivekananda used to say, unselfishness is divinity. And in the Vedas, which are, according to scholars, at least many thousand years old, and according to some scholars, Vedas were there even in 4000 BC. And those people who had experienced divinity, some divine truths, high spiritual truths, they talked about that to others. And those who heard that and could remember those truths, they eventually recorded those truths in a book. That is called Shruti, that means something which has been heard. And based on this Shruti is the so-called religion of the Hindus. It does not have any known founder. Yes. And so many spiritual truths are there in this religion. The most ancient scriptures are called Veda, that means knowledge. There are 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharva Veda. Rig Veda is the most ancient. And this word Maya is mentioned in the Rig Veda and also in the Atharva Veda. In the Rig Veda, there is a hymn. It is actually 129th hymn, verse. It is called Nasadiya Sutta. It starts with the idea that when there is no existence or non-existence, you may wonder why not. Non-existence, what does it mean? It means that when the world was created, the world of time, space and causation, then this world was created to accommodate pairs of opposites. Darkness versus light, joy versus sorrow, like that. All these ideas belong to a pair of opposites. And so these ideas are all there, pairs of opposites. So Nasadiya Sutta says there was a time when there was neither existence nor non-existence. It's beyond the pairs of opposites, beyond time, space and causation. And then how the world was created, that has been mentioned in that verse. In English, sometimes it is translated as creation hymn. It is very interesting that at the end of that verse, or Nasadiya Sutta, there's 2 sentences such as Yo Isyadhaksha Parme Vyomant Swanga Veda Yadivana Veda, which means the creator may or may not know that this world has been created. The creator may or may not know that this world has been created. What a strange sentence, isn't it? But it is highly philosophical. I'll explain to you. According to our scriptures, the Creator created this world with this power of magic. He's a great magician. And that is mentioned in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Indra Mayabhi Pururupo Iyate. God, with the help of magic, became this manifold universe. Anyway, so power of magic. So what did the Creator do? The Creator is like a great hypnotist. Suppose I am a hypnotist, I know mass hypnotism, and I hypnotize you all and say, look at this tiger sitting in front of me. Those of you who are hypnotized, they will see that tiger. But I am the hypnotist, I am the magician. Will I see that tiger? No. I won't see that tiger, I am not hypnotized. So also, that Nasadiya Sutta ends with this. The Creator may or may not know that this world has been created. With power of magic, Creator has created this world. So from the point of view of the Creator, there is no world. Only from our point of view, we are under the spell of that magic, there is a world. Highly philosophical. Some other Upanishad also mentions Maya. Its name is Shvetashvatara Upanishad. There it is said, Mayang tu prakriting vidyat mainanchu maheshwaram. There is this mother nature, know that to be Maya. And who is the controller of this Maya, magic? That is God, Maheshwaram. That means, and this sentence most probably was the inspiration for another sage called Sankhya Philosophy, Kapila. He is the founder of Sankhya Philosophy. Sankhya means something which clearly explains. Samyak Khyayate iti Sankhya. There are 6 religious schools of philosophy in Hinduism. And Sankhya is supposed to be the oldest according to many. And according to Sankhya philosophy, at the beginning, there were 2 entities. One was Purusha, the other one was Prakriti. Purusha means the male principle, so to say, and Prakriti means Mother Nature. And Purusha was consciousness itself, and Prakriti did not have any consciousness. And then Prakriti borrowed consciousness from Purusha, and then when Prakriti borrowed that consciousness, it started evolving step by step, and Prakriti evolved as this world which we know. Everything that is this world is Prakriti, evolved form of Prakriti. So I have the suspicion that the founder of that Sankhya philosophy, whose name was Kapila, he must have been inspired by this sentence which is there in Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Mayang tu prakriting vidyat mainantu maheshwaram. No, this world which is there, that is Mother Nature, that is Maya. And who is the controller of Maya? That is God. Also many other things are said about Maya. It is said that Maya is something about which you cannot say it exists, nor can you say it does not exist. There is a story about it. there was a person named John. He was sitting on the porch of his house, front porch, which is next to the street. Then he suddenly saw one man killing another man. And then immediately the police came and arrested that man who had killed the other person. But they needed some witness. So John was seated on the porch of his home. So the police came to him and said, "You have to be there. You have seen this person committing murder. So you will be our witness in the court." Then on the day of judgment, John had to go to the court. But before going to the court, he got a phone call from one person. He said, "You are going to bear witness to incriminate our friend who has been accused of killing. Beware, if you go there and say that you have seen our friend killing the other person, then, and if our friend is sentenced to death or something, then you will also be killed by us." So John got scared. But nevertheless, he had to go to the court. And the judge asked him, pointing to the murderer, "Did you see this person commit murder or not?" John said, "Your Honor, I cannot say either yes or no. Neither yes nor no." Judge said, "That cannot be. You must be able to say whether he committed murder or he did not commit murder." So, Your Honor, I'm in a state that I can neither say yes nor can I say no. So it cannot be. The judge said, "It is something what you are saying doesn't make any sense." Then John said to the judge, "I can prove to you that what I am saying makes sense. If I ask you the question, 'Your Honor, do you still beat your wife?' then what answer will you give? If you say no, that means you used to beat your wife and now you don't. And if you say yes, that is even worse. So in such a situation, what will you do? You won't be able to say either yes or no. So I am in such a situation." Then the judge released John. He was no good for a witness. That is the story. So Maya is something like that. You cannot say whether Maya exists or it does not exist. It exists for those who are under the control of Maya, but it does not exist for those who have become free from Maya, this magic. And our scriptures say that the owner and the object owned cannot be the same. Not scriptures, or philosophers. And so, if I own a house, I cannot be that house because I am the owner of that house. In the same way, I cannot be my car because I own it. What about my body? I own it, so I cannot be my body. In the same way, I cannot be my sense organs, I cannot be my motor organs. Can I be my mind? No, I own my mind. As the owner, I have to be different from my mind. But here comes the problem. The idea of my individual existence is a thought of my conscious mind. And what is the thought? I, or ego. But I cannot be my ego because I'm as the owner of my mind, I, I have to be different from it. How can I be a thought of my mind? Hmm? This ego, from that comes selfishness. One has to, in order to experience divinity, one has to grow beyond this ego. Unselfishness, the ego has disappeared. If the ego disappears, then only divinity remains. Then the magical spell is gone. Yes, you have gone beyond Maya. Sri Ramakrishna used to speak of Vidya Maya and Avidya Maya. A part of the Maya can help us to get rid of this world of magic. For example, a person when he falls asleep, he starts having a dream. In the dream, he sees the dream world with mountains, lakes, rivers, trees, so many things, people, animals. Then a person comes to him and says, you see this world which you are experiencing, that is not real. It is the creation of your own mind. Then the dreamer will say, are you joking? I have created this world. He doesn't believe it. And suddenly a tiger appears and the tiger is about to attack the dreamer. Then the dreamer gets scared and the dream is gone. The dream tiger destroyed his dream world. When he wakes up, he's another dream world. He's in another dream world. But from the other dream world, he was saved by a dream tiger. The dream world was Maya, that is magical. But something out of that magical world helped to destroy that magical world, such as the dream tiger. Sri Ramakrishna calls the dream tiger Vidya Maya. And when he wakes up, he is in another dream. Our scriptures say, Uttishtata, Jagrata, Praitya, Paran, Nibodhata. They say, you are only sleepwalking. Make effort to wake up. And finding the superior ones, become enlightened. Enlightened means get rid of your ego and everything, and know that you are divinity. And because there are some super saints or divine incarnations, they are capable of helping us to get out of this world. And Sri Ramakrishna said that they belong to Vidya Maya, Maya of knowledge. They are like dream tigers. With their help, we can get out of this world. And once we get out of this world, that we is gone. I, we, those are all gone. What remains is divinity. According to one saintly scholar, we are like so many waves in the ocean of divinity. The ocean is infinite. And as long as we individually identify with a wave, then we are waves. I am the largest wave, or I am the smallest ripple. All these ideas. This identification with the form, that's what it is. The form, the mental form, or another form. So So as long as we identify with our minds, as long as we have our ego, then we are like these waves. But these waves, are they any different from the ocean? No, they are the ocean. So we all are the same divinity. Ekam eva dvitiyam. That is our scriptures teach. That divinity is one without a second. That means when we count one, then we relate it to number 2, number 3, and all these things, all those numericals. But it is not that way. There is no 2 there. Only one. One without a second. Advitiyam. Ekam eva advitiyam. So, how to get rid of Maya? We have to take the help of Vidya Maya. And Avidya Maya is Maya of ignorance. Vidya Maya is Maya of knowledge. And that includes the super saints who have experienced divinity. And with their help, we can get out of this world of Maya. This is Maya. And when we are under the spell of Maya or magic, when I try to think of divinity or God, God who is infinity becomes a person, because we project our mental limitations on divinity. I live in Seattle. The Seattle sky is usually gray. There are clouds there. So, if there are some people who have different colored eyeglasses, and they start looking at the gray sky, and some have a red colored glasses, the sky will look red. Others who have green pairs of eyeglasses, they will see the sky as green, like that. The same gray sky will appear to acquire these colors. These colors are projected on the sky. So everybody's mind is like a pair of colored eyeglasses. So everybody's world is different from the other person's world. That's how it is. And we have to, so we project the personalities on God who does not have any personality. And then God appears to become a person. To some, God will appear to be a father. To some others, God will appear to be mother. To some others, God may appear to be a child. These are all projections of our finite minds on divinity. So, there is a world, Mahamaya world. Mahamaya. There is a divine mother. That is, when I love my own mother, then that mother's personality I project on God. So God to me becomes a mother. Another person may be fond of his or her father, and then it projects fatherhood on God. So all these things have been discussed in our philosophies. And there are 4 major paths: Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga. Jnana Yoga, the path of rationality. Bhakti Yoga is the path of devotion. Raja Yoga, the path of mental concentration, and Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action. This, a person can experience divinity by any of these paths. Who are emotional by nature and devotional by nature, or then the path of devotion is prescribed. There are some people who are ultra rational, they have to reason out everything. For them, the path of knowledge or jnana yoga is prescribed. And there are some others who want to control their mind. They know that unless the mind is controlled, that mind will not help us to know things correctly. So for that, then the Raja Yoga is there. And there are others who are habitually hyperactive. For them, the path of selfless action. So by practicing that, a person will eventually become unselfish totally. And unselfishness is divinity. And Jnana Yoga also will say that something which is real we should accept, what is unreal we should not. So anything which is real has to be eternal and changeless. So God alone, divinity alone is eternal and changeless. So that's how a Jnana Yogi experiences God. A Bhakti Yogi, through devotion, gradually is able to purify his or her mind. That means by thinking of God with great devotion, his mind loses selfishness. And when selfishness goes away, then that person experiences divinity. The same is true for those who follow the path of Raja Yoga. When they are able to concentrate their minds become like so many laser beams. Then such minds can penetrate to the veil of time, space, and causation and reach beyond. And that's how they get to know divinity. Let us all experience divinity. That is my prayer to God. Thank you also.